The highway code is outdated, or our driver's just bad. Every driver has said it at some point. This rule makes no sense. Nobody actually drives like that. The highway code is outdated. But here's the uncomfortable question nobody wants to ask. Is the highway code really the problem? Or are drivers simply becoming worse at following basic road discipline? Because modern roads are full of contradictions. People complain about dangerous drivers while speeding themselves. People criticize tailgaters while checking phones at traffic lights. People demand safer roads, but ignore rules the moment they become inconvenient. So today, we're diving into one of the biggest debates in modern driving. Is the highway code outdated, or are drivers just bad? And we're breaking down 10 highway code rules that constantly clash with real human behavior. Because the truth lies somewhere in the middle. 1. Stopping distances versus human impatience. The highway code gives clear stopping distance guidance. Simple, logical, based on physics. Yet most drivers ignore it completely. Why? Because humans are impatient. People hate gaps in traffic. If you leave safe space, someone fills it. So drivers move closer and closer until tailgating becomes normalized. The rule itself isn't outdated. Human impatience is the real issue. 2. Speed limits versus driver psychology. Many drivers don't treat speed limits as actual limits. They treat them as suggestions, especially in familiar areas. And the human brain does something dangerous. The more often people speed without consequences, the more safe it feels. Over time, risky behavior becomes emotionally normal. 3. Mirror checks versus driver laziness. Everyone learns mirror signal maneuver. Everyone. Yet years later, many drivers barely check mirrors properly. Why? Because familiarity creates shortcuts. Humans naturally conserve mental effort, and routine driving slowly becomes automatic behavior. That's not a highway code problem. That's human nature. 4. Phone laws vs modern addiction. People know phone use while driving is dangerous. They know it's illegal. They know the risks. And many still do it anyway. Because modern technology competes directly with attention. Notifications create compulsive behavior. The highway code didn't anticipate how addictive phones would become. And now roads are filled with mentally distracted drivers. 5. Smart motorways versus public trust. This is where criticism of the system becomes stronger. Many drivers genuinely don't trust smart motorways. And honestly, you can understand why. For decades, people were taught the hard shoulder meant safety. Now it disappears completely. And some drivers feel the system changed faster than public confidence could adapt. 6. Cyclist priority versus driver frustration. The highway code increasingly protects cyclists. And from a safety perspective, that makes sense. But emotionally, many drivers feel frustrated when traffic slows. Because human beings naturally prioritize personal convenience, especially under time pressure. And that emotional frustration creates dangerous overtaking decisions. 7. Pedestrian priority vs real-world practicality. The updated pedestrian priority rules created huge debate. Supporters say vulnerable people deserve protection. Critics argue constant stopping disrupts traffic flow and creates uncertainty. And this reveals something important. Humans struggle when rules conflict with efficiency. People want safety, but they also want speed and convenience. 8. Lane discipline vs selfish behavior. Middle lane hogging is incredibly common, and many drivers know they shouldn't do it, but they stay there because it feels easier. Fewer lane changes, less effort, less thinking. The highway code assumed cooperative behavior. Human beings often default to self-interested behavior instead. 9. Amber lights versus risk-taking instinct. Amber means prepare to stop, yet many drivers accelerate instead. Why? Because humans hate losing momentum, especially in traffic. So the brain turns amber into a challenge. Can I make it? And split-second risk-taking becomes routine behavior. 10. The highway code assumes rational drivers. This may be the biggest issue of all. The highway code is built around rational behavior, calm decisions, patience, attention, discipline. But real humans are emotional, tired, distracted, impatient, overconfident. The rules themselves often make sense. The problem is that people don't always behave logically behind the wheel. The real problem nobody talks about Driving is one of the few dangerous activities people become emotionally casual about. People fear flying, but driving feels normal, even though the risks are real every single day. And once habits form, drivers stop consciously thinking about safety altogether. That's when dangerous behavior becomes automatic. Final thought. Maybe the highway code isn't perfect. Some rules probably do need updating. But many road problems don't happen because drivers lack knowledge. They happen because humans struggle with discipline, patience, ego, distraction, and emotion. And no rule book can fully control human behavior. Final question. Do you think the highway code is genuinely outdated, or are drivers simply becoming less disciplined and more impatient? That's a debate. And honestly, there are strong arguments on both sides. If this discussion made you think differently about driving, subscribe for more road debates, driving psychology insights, and highway code breakdowns. Share this video with someone who always blames bad drivers, or someone who thinks the rules themselves are the problem. And in the comments, what do you think is a bigger issue, outdated rules, or human behavior behind the wheel?